Hey, we're here today with Federico Ranero, the new CEO of Draiver. Formerly, you were at Uber and Kavak, and we had such a great time at our conversation at the Reuters event. It's so great to have you back today. Welcome.
It's great to be back here, guys. It's always fun to speak to you.
So I think I'm always amazed whenever we're talking about the sheer scale of what you're actually doing, like how many vehicles you're moving and how many things are going. And it's almost like a best kept secret. Can you just tell us a little bit about how much you actually are moving in a year? Like what did 2024 look like? Or 2023?
Yeah, 23. Well, we moved over 1.5 million vehicles last year. The vast majority
Right,
of our
stop right there.
business.
1.5 million vehicles were moved by you, right? We're not talking
Yeah,
about a little bit. I don't want to skate past that. That's when I heard that stat, I was like, really? 1.5 million?
yeah.
That's
But
a
you know
that's
what?
a lot of movement.
We're really barely scratching the surface. I mean, when we look at the portion of movements that we're doing for our existing customer base, and when we look at the opportunities ahead, well, there's well over hundreds of millions of movements of vehicles out there in the US alone. We just launched three new markets last year: Mexico, Brazil, and Canada. And we continue to see tremendous product market fit on the three segments that we serve, right? From auto retailers to OEMs and the largest trucking and fleet management companies. Because for them, time is money. If you're operating cars, you need to have them at the right time. And we're very proud to have many of those customers, like Penske in the trucking space, various auto retailers or OEMs like Ford and Fiat, call us the easy button, because for them,
Mhm.
that's just what it is. They need vehicles to appear at a specific location, a specific time, and we do it in the fastest way.
I love that. They just need to appear there, you know? When I think about
Yeah.
logistics and transportation companies, there are a bunch of different ways that happens. Some, large trucking all the way down to, just your general lot porter driver, right? And everything in
Hmm.
between. What is unique about Draver and what sets you apart from, kind of the way that everybody else does it and how you all, use your technology to make sure that drivers are readily available.
Yeah, look, having been a car operator myself in the past, I was able to live through the many various headaches that involve moving vehicles, right? It's although the risk that you have during those vehicle movements, it's really hard to operate at scale, particularly given the peaks and valleys of such nature of movement, right? So, Draver's technology is pretty unique in the sense that it has a hybrid model that allows you not only to receive through the technology all of those vehicle movements and control for those various risks with telematics and monitoring and alerts before and after checkups, which can include computer vision assessments of the vehicles themselves, but also to orchestrate and trigger
Wow.
those movements to the drivers based on the customer's requirements. So customers might, for instance, want certain portion of those movements to be executed by employees of their own because they have a specific training or qualification that might be a customer delivery that involves some critical paperwork that they want to take care of. But then there's other types of movements that you simply want to trigger on a per trip on demand basis to our pool of over 20,000 independent gig workers in the US, for instance. So the flexibility allows us to deliver value to customers in the order of not only killing a headache, but being able to execute that in the most flexible way, and in many ways turn into a vitamin, right? Because it allows you to enable new product offerings that weren't there before, like a valet service offering if you're an auto retailer for a pickup and drop off to execute a maintenance service. That in various cases we've seen that optionality drives incrementality for the customer engagement, because a lot of the things that prevents customers from doing that maintenance service, finally, for that example, there's a study from Cox Automotive that says that the main reason why they don't do that is because of an inconvenient location from the bidder itself.
Right,
Well,
right.
where you provide that optionality, you remove a lot of that friction that enables a lot of products and use cases before, during, and after sales, right?
I think a lot of dealers might, hear, the use of gig workers to move my vehicles, right? And maybe
Yeah.
have a bit of recoil. What confidence do you provide when working with those gig workers for dealers or OEMs that may be hesitant to use, someone that's not a direct contract employee of themselves or the
Yeah.
group that they're working for?
It's a great point. And look, and having a background in Uber myself, I can tell you that Draiver's processes when it comes to trust and safety are second to none. The reality is we have such a great value prop for drivers that we can literally pick the cherries on top, because drivers love us for many reasons that we can get into, but we filter them through various steps of the process. And every trip is not only monitored through technology, but also insured. So we created one of a very innovative insurance. We actually have our captive insurance unit within the Draiver family where we self-insure ourselves and provide a great value prop to our customers
So
so
that
they
that
can have
means like
peace
if
of mind.
there's an issue, so if there's an issue, I think the self-insurance is like a big deal because if there is an issue, right, inevitably everybody knows things come up. It sounds
Yeah,
like you can handle it really quickly as well. I
yeah,
think it's important to talk about like
absolutely.
why do the drivers love you? Because if I'm a dealer and there's a gig worker showing up,
Yeah.
why are they so eager to do a great job for the driver gigs versus the other ones? Why do they love you so much?
I love the question, Paul, because I'm particularly passionate about that given my background. And we take
Right.
pride in having one of the highest retention and satisfaction rates in the gig economy. And here's why. Drivers, first of all, they don't need a vehicle. They're in the business of moving vehicles. So, as a virtue of so, they don't have that barrier to access that opportunity to earn.
Mhm.
Second of all, they actually make more money because they don't have the total cost of ownership related cost to the vehicle itself.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Third
yeah.
of all, yeah, this is great. Third of all, they have very precise predictability on how much you're going to make. So, Paul, you will know I sign up for this chain over 4 hours where I will move 5 vehicles. I will be returned back to my origin and I will make this much money over this period of time. As
Yeah, you're
opposed
not
to
waiting
this,
on the next one. Where's the next
exactly,
person gonna go, or which one am I gonna choose? You're like, there's my day. I know how much money I'm gonna
exactly.
make, and I still end up where the place that I want, not five
And that's,
hours away because I picked up that long drive for the
yes.
money. Right.
And that's a stressor for the gig economy workers, right? You go online, you
Absolutely.
don't know how many trips you're going to get, you don't know how much you're going to pay for each individual trip, given dynamic pricing and whatnot. And fourth, this is very important, particularly for emerging markets, on safety. The vast majority of safety issues in gig platforms occur in an interpersonal conflict way between passengers and drivers. Well, you're not moving people, you don't have that issue. So we really invest in many ways, from loyalty programs and abilities for our drivers to progress over time to continue strengthening that value prop. But we have something really strong to the point where we really don't have to invest to acquire drivers because so many want to sign up to do this gig with us.
I love, when we
That's
had our
cool.
time together at Reuters and we first met, the striking thing that I walked away with was that you seem to be and you seem to manage the company in a very human centric way, which obviously is very close to our heart at ASOTU. Like the more than cars mentality, like the cars are important, but it's all the bigger picture things that involve the people seem to make the most meaningful difference. And your explanation of like how do we care for the gig workers to understand what the human things that they want, and if we can solve those, it sounds like it really reflects on the service side.
Look, they're the heart of the operation. This is a people business. Technology is just an enabler for them to self-employ themselves and be able to earn in their own terms and their own flexibility. And we're really thankful for them, and we're nothing but obsessed to continue giving them the best value prop in here.
That's awesome.
Well,
Well, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the technology
that's
before
right.
we left because you guys have just recently relaunched what you are calling Command Center. Tell us a little bit about what Command Center enables for your clients now.
Yeah, during NADA, we unveiled this new product that we've been working for over a year now that really is designed based on customer feedback and a lot of those workshops and deep dives that we do with them. But it's a platform that allows you to have all-in-one visibility for your car moves that will get to the system ideally through APIs in the majority of occasions, but also allows the operator to create some quick trips on demand. And the AI on the back end is enabling a lot of suggestions that allow you to do things that weren't even imaginable before. Like, for instance, you might see that there's a trip that Paul is doing. And when you select those trips and ask for ways to optimize, there will be suggested moves for you to change that trip and then maybe have Kyle pick you on the way to reposition you at point B when you deliver a vehicle to take you to point C. Becomes, when it comes to doing what we do best, which is delivering vehicles in the fastest and most efficient way, you really need to optimize the driver movements, and the way that the visibility of the system and the AI is really enabling a lot of that flexibility to do more with less in the shortest span of time is really magical. So our customers are really happy with it, and we are rolling it out in phases and continue to innovate. But this is a really breakthrough solution in the vehicle movement space, and really creates the magic button that our customers refer to us like.
Oh, I love that.
Very
Well, what's
cool.
the best way for people to get in touch if they're interested in more?
Yeah, so through our website, Draiver.com, you can reach out, make an appointment, see a demo of our product. We're here to serve you, and please do reach out.
Well, Fidi, as usual, it's so good and kind of like it makes me stand a little taller whenever we've gotten to spend time together in the past. Thank you so much for the meaningful work you're doing, caring about the more than cars elements of the business and the tech, and giving us some of your time today.
It's always a pleasure to be with you guys, and it's a lot of fun. So please keep having us.